Here's what I realized about what it really takes to hit 10K per month. When I was younger, I thought I could just, work harder, but I wish it was that simple, you guys. It's just, there's so much change. I'll show you guys a picture of me before I was making that much, but I was doing my trolley job. I was pushing trolleys for Woolworths and making $10, $15 an hour. I hated my life, and that was around 3 years ago when the change started to happen. And one thing I realized is that you need to be a completely different version of yourself. Like, not just physically, but like look like a different version of yourself. You need to sit down and just ask yourself, like, what does the version of myself who makes 10K a month look like? What food does he eat? What does he do on a daily basis? How much hours does he sleep? How hard does he work? How many hours does he work? And if you can answer all of those questions and then start working towards it, then you'll hit that goal. You'll eventually just hit that goal. And my thing was to content online, to start making this, and it was content, and then I've moved out of it and did something with content, but something else. And yeah, I started to make 10K a month. It wasn't consistent. I made 10K a month, and then I made 8K, and then some month I would go 12K, some month I would go even back to 6K. And if you just break that 10K a month goal, that's like the ultimate goal. And then if you break it, then making more than it is not really as impressive. Like, you're not excited about it. And if you don't give yourself another goal to work to after 10K, then you'll kind of just lose it all. And that was the thing that I fell into. I hit 10K doing Amazon influencer, and I dropped back down, and then I went back up because I realized that just because I hit the goal that I was working towards doesn't mean that I should give up. And it took so much effort to get to 10K. And once I hit it, I was like, okay, it wasn't like a big thing. Like, I knew I was going to hit it once I started to see progress. So the thing you have to figure out is a step that is just you're seeing progress from. So if you're doing this and you're seeing that every month you're going up in revenue and you're making more and more and more, then you're eventually going to hit it. And to do that, as I said, you need to be a completely different person of yourself. You cannot be the same person. You cannot think the same. You cannot eat the same foods. You cannot train as hard. You're a completely different version of yourself. When you go gym, you do different workouts. Like, that's how different you are. You're the same person, but with a completely different mindset. And it's mainly a mindset. Well, if you do something and you just never stop doing it, you're going to eventually hit 10K a month. If you want your goal is to be an MMA fighter, and you just keep doing it every single day, like, you'll eventually, if you truly believe in yourself and if you truly see it and you keep working towards it, you're eventually going to hit the goal. Like, I'll give you an example of Habib and Islam Makhachev. Do you think that they both knew that do you think they were both born with a talent to be UFC fighters? No, that is completely hard work. Like, you cannot tell me that these two guys were just born super talented and prone to be bound to be UFC fighters in the future. Like, they completely motivated each other and just kept grinding day after day, year after year, decade after decade until they got their goal. Like, Islam wasn't as good as Khabib. Khabib was better. Khabib knew that he was going to be a UFC fighter. Islam wanted to do the same, and they both gave each other this mindset of never giving up and beating everybody. And now there's this idea that Dagestanis can't lose, and they've motivated the whole country just because they never gave up. And that was like one of my biggest motivation. And Habib and Andrew Tate and Islam Makhachev, just to see, like, bro, it can't be a coincidence that these guys were just born, like, to do this. Like, they just didn't give up. And that really is the key to hitting 10K a month, is just to do the same thing day after day, even though you don't see any results, even though you don't see any success, any sort of success. You're actually going down in revenue. But if you just keep doing it, you'll eventually break through. And once you break through that 1K mark, you'll start to work up yourself to 2K, and then you'll start breaking through the 2K mark, and you'll see that every month you're hitting it and you keep going up. And yeah, just don't give up, keep going. And that's what it really takes to hit 10K a month, is just consistency and a mindset, a whole new mindset, a whole new version of yourself. You cannot be the same person. You cannot do the same things. You just got to be different. And you got to sit down on a paper and just literally describe your 10K a month personality. What the version of you that makes 10K a month does. That's one thing I did. It's like a whole avatar, like my dream avatar. Like, what is my goal? What do I look like at 10K a month? And just imagine it, and then write your steps down. Like, what does that person do? What does he eat? What is his vehicle to get to 10K a month? If you pick a vehicle, keep doing it. Like, I picked YouTube, and I did YouTube, but it wasn't that I gave up on YouTube. Like, when I was doing YouTube, more opportunities started to show up, and then I ventured out of that space and started to do something else until I figured out the way. So if you don't know what to do to make that goal, just pick something, and I promise you that doing that thing, you're going to figure out something else to do. So if you pick YouTube, you'll eventually start to see, like, I don't know, brand deals could make you that much, and then you'll figure out a way, because as a YouTuber, you have to learn to teach people, like, especially if you're doing this type of content, you have to improve yourself to then teach other people how to do what you did. And if you just keep doing that, you'll eventually hit your goal. And yeah, that's just basically what it really takes to hit 10K a month, is just fucking consistency. Nothing else. Failure does not affect you. Nothing will affect you. If you're young like I am, you have nothing to lose. You can quit your job. You can just live with your parents. You can leave school. You have nothing to lose. You have nothing to risk. You don't have children to feed. You don't have anything. You don't need to do anything. All you have to do is do school. Well, if you're like in a family like me. And at that age is when you should risk it all. If you're 30 and you're risking it all, it's a lot riskier to do it at that age, because now, like, you have a reputation to keep. You have a job to look after. What if this goes wrong? I don't live with my parents anymore. Like, there's so much what ifs if you're older than when you're younger. So I strongly believe to, like, chase your goal when you're young, because the older you get, the harder it becomes for you to let go of the thing that you thought is an everyday thing, like your job. You have to do it every day, and you don't have a choice. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to quit. You can't really do that until you start seeing results. Or you can be a fucking menace and just do it, but if you're not that confident, which a lot of people aren't, then you got to kind of take it slow, and you got to just slowly build your belief in yourself. Biggest goal is never fucking doubt yourself, bro. If you don't believe in yourself, like, just imagine how stupid that sounds. If you don't believe in yourself, and you're working towards a goal, and you want others to believe in you, and you, like, how is that going to happen? How does it make sense to you that you don't believe you're going to do something, but you're sad that others don't believe in you? It doesn't make fucking sense, bro. Just believe in yourself and keep doing it. Fuck what everyone else thinks. And it's going to take you a long time. It's not a day and night thing. It's not going to, like, wake up, you already progressed 100% than you did yesterday. It's going to be like a 0.1 progression rate. You're going to improve by 0.1% every single day until you're the thing that you want to be. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't give up.